I love that intro. That was
awesome.
Right? I'm like sitting here singing and dancing.
I know, I was watching you guys. She's doing this and you're like singing away. Those are fun to make. You know, just full disclosure, guys, I am in no way, shape, or form a member of the cult or anything like that. But I totally dig scary movies and scary videos because I don't find them scary. And I especially love editing them. They're fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of texture.
Yeah.
So I love that. That was awesome.
I was very fortunate to find a copy of that song that was not copywritten. So.
Yeah.
Very, very fortunate. I found a few, and what they did a lot of times was put it way out of key and like horrible music in the background to, offset the computer from switching on what song it was. But this one was free of charge, so gotta love it.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, let's say hi to some peeps. There's a few people in here already, so we'll say hello.
Yes.
Miss Kathy Wood. Hello, you guys ready to be scared? Sugar Plum Fairy. Hello. And Annie. What are you doing up so late? Isn't it past your bedtime?
It's past my bedtime.
Oh, the Birkenstock girl's here. Hello. Welcome to the channel. Mary B. My best little buddy here. She's dropping them emojis, guys. Feel free to drop all the emojis you want tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Bonnie Boohoo. Hello. Polly. So I don't know if you guys caught Polly's little short. It's like a birthday wish to, I believe, her sister. I don't remember who it's to because I got caught up in all the little filters that she was using, and for every filter she used a different accent or voice. I was cracking.
Oh, wow,
giving me a run for my money. It's pretty funny. If you haven't seen it, check it out. She's got some talent. Maybe we should do a show together, Polly. Bobette. Hello. And Carol. Hello. We're not selling anything, Michelle.
She's been asking to hear my stuff for so long. So I'm like, I was like, you betcha.
Yeah, we were sitting backstage and we were already starting to tell each other stories. I'm like, I'm going to say this for the live. Like, I don't want you guys to have to hear it twice. So we're just talking away. Like, oh yeah, we got to
like, oh shoot, we supposed to be live.
Yeah, we did our class the other night and they gave us an hour and a half. It went 3 hours and we were still talking. And they're like, we really need to go. The kids have to go to bed.
Yeah, I can talk about this stuff all day long. And I have all different, I don't believe in anything because there's no 100% proof of anything. So I just am one of those people, like, I don't believe it till I see it kind of thing. But even sometimes then I question, like, did I really just see that? But I have so many different theories, even about ghosts. Like, is it possible it's like, another timeline mixing with ours? And just, there's just crazy theories all over the place.
Oh, we could talk for hours on that.
Mm-hmm.
Robin.
I love the conspiracy stuff and the Matrix stuff and simulation stuff and
Law of Attraction, The Secret, and there was a sequel to The Secret, not in a movie form, but in a book form. And I started listening to the audiobook today. Oh my God, blowing my mind. Really. What's that about?
She needs your help.
What's going on?
Oh, life. Unanswered questions. Hey, Michelle. Michelle. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm a firm believer, love you, Star. You're not the only card reader I listen to.
Right.
But I am a firm believer that sometimes the story isn't for you.
Right.
Sometimes it's just for you. And like there's a couple that I listen to religiously.
Right.
And it's like as if, it says, like, I guarantee you if I told her my like real life story, she'd be like, wow, those messages were for you. They're that specific. So it blows my mind. I mean, what we do here on this show is just kind of like a sampling. If you want a full reading from Star, she does offer those private readings. I've gotten one of those myself, and whoo, she predicted a lot of shit. Saw it coming way before it happened. So,
like what? Way before it happened.
Yeah, like stuff that she wasn't supposed to know about. I'm like, you're not supposed to know about that. Yeah.
It's a curse and a blessing all wrapped up in one, being an empath. It really is.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes just walking into Walmart, it's like.
Yes. I have a hard time going in nursing homes when I was
My biggest.
Oh, yes. Those are
my biggest struggle with it is that I have no control over it. Like, I can't just pick and choose when I want to know something. I just know it or say it. There's no, like, when I try to hone in on it and try to control it, I'm way off. So it just happens to be natural. But call me. I told you, I love your tenacity.
Oh,
I need those glasses.
It can also be very scary.
Yes.
So how did you guys? I mean, I know I kind of planned this, but I kind of didn't plan it. Like, I just wanted to.
We're winging it.
Yeah, we're winging it. So how did you want to do this? Do you want to do a few readings first? Did you guys? Well, we could take a vote. Let's take a vote. Do you guys want to do ghost stories first, or maybe a few readings, kind of go back and forth, or what would you like?
I'm for going back and forth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, that way it's not so much on me, not so much on you.
Yeah. I just didn't know. I thought perhaps everybody's different. Like, I didn't want you to be on, like, in a zone and then be like, okay, now let's stop for some ghost stories. And then you be like, okay, I can't focus now.
Right.
It's all on you guys. Hey, Victoria. So far, I got 1 ghost stories.
I could talk their ears off. I usually do during my live sales. I'll be like, blah, 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 and I'm like, oh yeah, we're selling jewelry.
Yeah. Most people know you. Hi, Sharon. Most people know you as for selling jewelry. They don't maybe know what your other passions are. So why don't you reintroduce yourself to the community and like talk about where your other passions are at?
I can do that real quick if you want. Okay. Hey guys, I'm Debra Shea, otherwise known as Timeless Jewel by Debra. Let me tell you why I started being a paranormal ghost hunter. When I was younger, I had dreams that would come true and it freaked me out. I knew that one of the boys in our high school was going to pass. I knew how he was going to do it, where he was going to do it, and it happened 2 days later. And then I knew that my mother's brother was going to pass, and it happened 2 days later. I think I was 13, 14. Oh, I was 14. And I freaked out. I closed myself off.
Nobody told me that.
And then when I had my first son, I died on the table. And ever since I had my near-death experience, I started doing hospice as a vigil volunteer. So what I do is I sit with people as they're passing. Most of the time, it is with people that have no family or their family can't be with them. And also, I did pediatrics. That was really difficult. I had 3 kids in the same from the same family that I sat with, and the parents were there, but I was there as their support. And that just it crushed my spirit. And then, as you guys know, Robin made that beautiful intro for my channel. I lost my granddaughter. She was 13 months old, Sydney. And I had to, because she was sick and it was the pandemic, I had to stop doing hospice. And then after she passed, you have to wait a year before you can go back, which is really smart. So unfortunately, I have not been able to go back yet because now I am the caretaker for my husband. So that's how I started with all of this. And I've been doing it for a long time. We teach classes. We do paranormal courses at the college, at libraries. And then we investigate private homes. And I am part of the paranormal clergy. And what we do with paranormal clergy is when there's a case that, say, one team cannot handle, we take it and we will do the investigation, get all the information. And then if there is something there that's not nice or above my pay grade, as I call it, I can call someone. And if you're Jewish, I can find you a rabbi. If you're Wiccan, I can find you a priestess. If you're Catholic, I can send you over to the diocese. So we investigate and then we push it on up because, you don't mess with what you don't know. And so we'll push it up to a demonologist or a shaman, whatever your religion or not religion, your belief and spirituality is. Because me as a Roman Catholic, I can't come into your house, do my prayers and expect something to happen. You have to take ownership and say, this is my house. And you have to be the one to put your foot down because it is your domain. So, and plus, I can help you with prayers or whatever, but I cannot be the one to do it. It needs to be the family. So,
right.
Yep. So I network everywhere, all over the U.S.
So besides sourcing for jewelry, you also go on excursions.
I do.
Hunting.
I've been all over the place. Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a tuberculosis hospital in Louisville, Kentucky. Been there 7 times. Gettysburg, love it. We travel all over Iowa, Indiana, everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. Prisons, you name it. So if you guys ever see me on my page going, I'm going to prison, it's okay. I'm going there for one day.
I still would love to do those type of things. Like
the prisons are the best.
Are they?
I'm a weirdo though.
I think so too. Like that would be.
I would think the sanitariums would be like.
They can be a little confusing, especially as an empath. It's really difficult because in the prisons, the anger and the anguish. But when you're in an like the tuberculosis hospital, because there's so many different ranges of feelings, it's really difficult in any of the hospitals or asylums. But prisons are easy. They're a piece of cake.
That makes sense.
I would love to do any of those places.
Mansfield, Ohio, where they did the Shawshank Redemption is where I did an hour in solitary confinement. It was fantastic. I had a man talking to me, just talking, and I didn't hear it. It was on my recorder. So it was fantastic. It was awesome.
That's
I'm
amazing.
a weirdo.
No, that's amazing. That is really.
No, so Debra sent me some EVPs, which are what does that stand for again? Electronic voice
Phenomenon. So that is something that you normally only catch on a recorder or a different piece of equipment. If you hear it audibly, that's not considered an EVP because you're hearing it in the ether.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we only hear it on recorders.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I've had EVPs in my house.
Yes.
Those are amazing to catch.
Yeah, I have no desire to catch those in my house.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was talking earlier in the green room saying that I was thinking, just for fun tonight, maybe I'll, run one of those ghost hunting apps or whatever. But, I don't think I'm going to do that. I have to live here after the show. So
yeah, I never do it in my own house.
Like this one behind me, she's a sensitive and she sees shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes hear them.
And she'll hear them. So she's more of an empath than I am. Like she's more sensitive to that energy than I am.
It's the age too, because we get so jaded as we get older.
Because I was as sensitive as she is whenever I was younger. It was
right. Yeah, I was telling them earlier, I said I don't run equipment in my house because my mother-in-law and father-in-law both passed in this house. And if they're at rest, I leave them at rest. If they're going to come and talk to me, they're going to come talk to me. So
once you see it,
I leave it alone.
Yeah, I decided not to open that can of worms because I do live alone. So
I know where you kind of live.
Yeah, you were right up the street once.
I was.
So we were talking backstage about where was the scariest place we've ever been to that's notoriously haunted, and you had said that it was.
Well, there's two.
Yeah,
really. Mansfield was
right.
Scary in that it was a prison, So and there were women, but mostly men.
Yeah.
So it was more scary because you know what a prison is and who can be in a prison and what they have done.
Right.
But then going to the other place, Villisca Axe Murder House, and everyone says, "Oh, it's really evil. It's evil." When we were there, it was very calm, it felt wonderful in there. I did not have any empathic problems at all, but I got EVPs from there, and we will listen to some of those in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just gotta chill.
She got chicken skins.
The chickens.
Yeah, and I was saying that I stayed at the Menger. I've been to the Queen Mary, and I stayed at the Menger Hotel, which is in Texas, and it's notorious as the most haunted hotel in the world. I didn't feel nothing there, nothing, and maybe because I tried, I don't know, but I didn't feel anything. But a friend of mine stayed in Houston. I wish I could remember the name of this place, but I cannot. She stayed in Houston. She was working the rodeo, and she called me, and she's like, "Hey, do you and your best friend want to come out and just hang out for the weekend?" And it was totally unlike her. She's like, "I'll be working the whole time, but you guys, I figured it's a really nice place. You should stay there, totally stay there and take advantage of the amenities because nobody's really there." I'm just like, okay, sure, why not? So we drove our 4 hours and we went down there. And I was like, that's really weird. That's really unlike her to be quite so nice. What's going on? So the first night we're there, and we have fun, and we're laughing, and everything's fine. And lights out, everybody's in bed. And all of a sudden I hear what sounds to me like little kids scurrying around on the floor playing jacks. Like I heard the ball, I heard the jacks fall. And it was a wooden floor, and it looked like it sounded like it was pitch dark in there. It sounded like maybe 10, 15 feet away. And I was like, that's really weird. So I grabbed my phone and I turned the flashlight on my phone and I look and there's nothing there. Nothing. I'm like, well, it must be maybe the neighbors are doing that, but why are they doing that at 3 or 4 in the morning?
Right.
But it's just weird. And then I turned my light off again, protected myself with a magic blanket because, when you have that blanket on, nothing can hurt you. So I hear it again, and I can just hear them scurrying around on the floor. I don't hear voices. I don't hear anything. I just hear the playing. And I'm just like, this is bizarre. That was the first night. So then she comes home the next day, and I said, "Hey, so by the way, I heard the weirdest thing last night," and like her eyes got all big. And I said, have you heard anything since you've been here? And she's like, why do you think I called you guys? This place is haunted as hell. I'm like, what? That's why you called me, because you were scared? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh my God. So, okay, I don't remember what else all happened, but this is like, shit, you know, guys, this is probably the scariest thing that ever happened to me. We were leaving, and it was, you know, one of those breezeways, right? Where it's balcony on this side and building on this side. And I'm walking, carrying my stuff, and all of a sudden I hear boom, 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 running behind me. Somebody's running up to me, and I just went like this because I could feel them getting ready to hit the top of my hat off, right? And I went like this, and I looked, and there was nobody there, clear as day, nobody there, no hallways for them to escape.
That is.
I heard it. I even ducked because I thought it was my friend getting ready to go with my hat. So yeah, we got the hell out of there.
Yeah, we had that happen at Waverly Hills Sanatorium. My friend Tina owns the building, and they do a beautiful haunted house. And so one year she opened up the area where they do it, and there were 4 of us, and it was myself, a police officer, an EMT, and an electrical engineer, and we're all walking down the hallway, and we saw 4 shadow people. We had one drop down to be the creeper, which means that they drop. They can go on the floor. They can go on the ceiling. They can go on the wall. And they came, excuse me, they came running at us. And so all of us went like this to let it pass. You know, that's your natural instinct. It's going to pass. It disappeared right in front of us. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it caught me. It wasn't like I was sitting there thinking, oh, there's ghosts here. And I was just trying to get my stuff down to the car and leave. You know, I was tired. I was ready to get out of there. I wasn't even thinking about it. I just assumed that that's what she was doing. And no.
Yeah. When you have that somebody coming running up on you, you feel it. You know, you don't have to be empathic.
Like, you could hear the feet on the hallway.
Yeah. And you don't have to be an empath to know it, because you know, when you're in a room and you can feel that tension of somebody's like standing behind you, it's that feeling.
Yeah, it's a heavy feeling.
People go, if
you see
feel
her
that,
shaking her head back there, huh? She's
yeah,
like,
yeah. If you feel it, you know, that's, you know, you stay on your own side. You know, it's like, yeah.
Victoria's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. She hasn't even seen the good stuff yet.
No. No.
For me, the most haunted place I have been is my house.
There's
But
a shadow figure
I mean,
in
obviously, that's going to change very soon.
The Casper site calls
Not
it shadow
really.
bastards.
There's a shadow
Yes.
figure in your room that changes its form.
Yeah, she sees the shadow figures actually while she's awake. I see them while I'm asleep.
Right.
Well, I've seen the one that goes to you when you're asleep.
Has anybody ever like been asleep or like halfway asleep and feel somebody sit on the edge of your bed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is that?
David's had them had one with the sleep paralysis.
Right. Right. They also call it the hag
is
every
not
once in a while. So yeah. And that's, they always say, well, it's because you're falling asleep, your body, you know, your brain is shutting down, you're getting ready to go to sleep. But if you're feeling like somebody's choking you or something like that, it's not always just a natural reaction of your body just kind of getting ready for bed.
Yeah. I've had the whole feeling of somebody on top of me that I can't move, or feeling of somebody right behind me that I can't move. It's scary as hell.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
All right, so Star, do you want to do maybe a couple of readings, and then we can, after that, and then we can move on to the present little presentation we have of our
the
EVP findings and such.
Sure.
All right, guys, is there anybody in the chat? I'm actually I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna type a number in the private chat. And from numbers 1 through 50, person who gets it or the closest to it without going over is going to get their first free reading.
I love that number.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Hi, B Lady. Hi, Tressa, and everyone that came in. Hey, Christine.
Yes, hello everyone.
Well, okay, we might as well just stop now.
Oh
Colleen hit it dead
wow.
on the head. Colleen hit it dead on the head.
Yes, indeed.
So stop.
Yeah, really. Stop, or I'm going to bring
Very
my
first
sister
person
home.
picking it. That's so weird.
Ooh.
Meant to be.
I brought my little sister.
Love that. I love that. Oh my god.
All right. So, Colleen, with your permission, we would like you to pick either general, love, or financial from this star.
Yeah. I need to get my tarot decks over there.
Yeah, B lady.
I'm stealing this. It's mine now. It's mine now.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, little bitch. General. Okay. I'm like rolling all over the place here.
Yeah.
So, message for Colleen, and Colleen's the real name.
Yeah.
Message for Colleen, please.
Welcome in, Monique.
Colleen, I see that you have a relationship that needs attention. I feel like this is, it's somebody that you're closely connected to. That it's like I feel like you're needing to work on communication with this person, or you're needing to talk something out. And let me get my other cards. Rosalind, help me open. I need my clarifier check. The small one. I can't see anything. Yeah. Need to clarify this because Rhonda walked away at the wrong time. Let's clarify this reading for Colleen, please. Okay, so there's stress in a relationship. Someone that you feel like they are being a bit like I don't want to say manipulative. Like they're not being truthful with you, they're not being honest with you. And this is like, I feel like this is something that you've been kind of stressing about, and it's affecting it. This could be a family member. Honestly, I'm really feeling this is a family member. I got the lovers with the 9 of swords, so it's like some severe anxiety and worries about this relationship. Does that make any sense to you? Awesome. Thank you. Don't I feel like just don't hold back on it. Get whatever needs to be said out in the open, because the more you bottle it in, the more you hold it in, is just going to make the situation worse.
All right. If anyone else would like their cards read, the information is down below on the bottom of the screen. If you need us to type it out in the chat, if you can't see it, let us know, and we'll put it in the chat for you. And we will take you in the order in which we receive payment. Ashley Pope. So just let us know once you finalize the payment.
You're
and
welcome, Colleen. I'm sorry.
look for it. No, you're fine. Donations start at $5, guys. So it's not, we're not asking for your firstborn.
Oh,
Birdborn, maybe.
Thirdborn.
second-born, she says.
Ashley,
right.
it's up on the screen. It's on the screen. It's going on the bottom there.
Yeah, and then I'll just pin it.
Put it back.
I'm not letting her go. Luna, she just bit my neck.
Mm-hmm.
There's her PayPal information. If you want to do Cash App, she accepts Cash App, and it'll be $. Siestiana.
She does that to me in the back of the head. She'll gets into my hair and bites my hair.
She starts screaming.
No, Siestiana.
Okay, okay, come on, let's go. Stop.
She gotta start fussing you.
Stop eating the head. Stop pulling the head, girl. Let go. Let go.
Hey, Jen, welcome in.
Hey, Jen. Your daughter pregnant yet?
Hey, you could send that mask to her that you had today at auction.
Oh, there you go.
That was awesome.
Monique, it's a minimum $5.
Well, she said it wouldn't be till December that the magic happened anyway. So
Yeah. Okay, so we do have the first two being, oh my goodness, and this for, I don't know if they want me to say their real name or not here. Is there any information on here? For okay, Triple J.
yeah, it'll be Jennifer.
Okay. So she's first, and then Bobby sent for Rhonda. Okay.
Aw.
And I was like, and Bobby was the second one that I saw on here. Let's see. So it was Jennifer, correct?
Yeah, since you would like a general.
A general? Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Message for Jennifer, please. Wow. Okay, so Jennifer, I see here there is a lot that you're working on. There, I feel like there's been some emotional situations for you in your home. I also feel like you kind of like needing to work on, I get meditation type of energy, needing to clear your head. Stop stressing so much. You got the 4 of disc, the 7 of disc, and then the world. So I feel here that there's something within your home that you've been kind of stressing about, worried about. And I feel like you're overthinking it. And it's very, I do feel that it's very emotional energy for you. Very much that overthinking it. Just, like, okay. It's so crazy how these cards come out. I have 4 of disc came out twice. Now, this is to clarify for the world. So definitely that new beginning is in that your home, family, foundation area of your life. So the main part of your existence, because, as women, we tend to focus all of our energy on our home and our families, right? And the original 4 disc came out. The King of Cups came out with that, which is where I say that it is a very emotional situation for you. And then a double 7, which gives me the energy of that kind of head case, like just overthinking it. Make any sense for you? Big ball of stress. You got to try to not be, and I know that's a really hard thing to do.
I will say this, Jen. Anytime I've ever heard you on your lives and when you're on other shows, I've never sensed that from you. So you're very good at hiding it. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you're internalizing it too much.
Yeah. Ashley Pope, I don't see yours, honey. You're very welcome, Jennifer.
Buddy, you want a general?
So his next is Rhonda, correct?
Mm-hmm. General dark deck, please.
That's the deck I'm sticking to tonight, unless specified otherwise.
Yeah, last week everybody was like, "Just give me the truth."
Right? Exactly.
Right.
Okay, so it doesn't have a PayPal email. It's just that information. So message for Rhonda. Message for Rhonda. So Rhonda, you start out with the Chariot. Could be dealing with a Cancer. I see, though, it's more of victory because of words being said. Victory in favor of you. And it's kind of been swirling around out there, but it's finally being said. It's finally being brought out to the forefront. And you're the one controlling the scenario now with the 7 of Cups. There is heavy air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, though I feel like this is just that communication of things being said that need to be said. Not don't sugarcoat it. Just lay it all out there. If they want to know, they're gonna know. You need to be the one to tell them. But let's clarify this reading for Rhonda, please. Yeah. Okay. So definitely having, and also I'm seeing here that it's like what you've been dealing with has been conniving, manipulative people that you have kind of had you backed up against the wall type of situation. And you're fighting against everything, where feeling like you're the outcast. But as I said, you're coming out victorious on it. And just patience, as I said, watch your words. Don't it's like your filter may be gone there, and you need to kind of just rein it back a little bit, because you can end up hurting somebody with your words. And then the World with the 7 of Cups, which tells me that whether or not they're ready for it, you're ready for it, it's all coming out. You're welcome. I hope that helped you. Okay, so how many more are we doing right now before we cut back to, because I don't want to.
Let's do 2 more. Let's do Monique and Ashley once Ashley's goes through.
Right. See, we've got Monique's went through, and let me refresh PayPal. PayPal has been really just wonky on me. Like, I don't get it. And I don't see anything new on PayPal. So I prefer Cash App. It's just it's so much easier. Cash App and Venmo. I've not had any problems with Venmo. But PayPal just, God, they seem to be just eek. Okay, so
let's go ahead and do Monique's then.
Yeah. And Monique says a general reading. Message for Monique, please. What is Monique? Okay. Wow. Like, okay, Monique, I see here you've been dealing with some chaos. I do see that you're wishing and hoping and praying for something to happen, a conversation. You're waiting for someone to reach out to you. I feel like it's going to happen, and I feel like it's going to be soon, that everything's going to be like hunky-dory, happy-go-lucky type of energy, and you're going to, it's like you're going to feel like you're on top of the world. And let me clarify this so I can get a little bit further in. Oh, yes, definitely. And okay. Definitely underlying energy. This is what you got. 2 nights. The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups. It's been kind of that wishy-washy, but very chaotic energy, very swift moving, like just everything's just moving too fast for you. And then I got the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Swords came out together. This tells me that wish coming true for a new beginning, new conversations, new ideas, that type of energy, clarified by judgment, which is that finality, that like tooting your own horn, you got it type of energy. We got then the Ten of Cups with the Five of Pentacles, feeling that happy energy, that happy life around in your home, your wishes being fulfilled. And this is the way that you've been feeling in the past. So you're having this major turnaround in a situation. And as I said, you got this energy of feeling like you've got just got your shit together, and you're going to put it together the way that you want it, and nobody else doesn't have anything to say about it. That make any sense? Yeah, I see that change coming for you. So just hold steady and keep moving. Keep your head up. Okay, so since Ashley's one did not go through, let's see. And you're welcome, Monique. Scooter. Okay, Scooter, is the initials PF? I don't know if you want your real name being said or not.
She's got lots of names, but those initials are correct for Pamela.
Okay, I wasn't sure, and not everybody wants their real name being said. So, okay, thank you. And you want a general reading, Pamela?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh. Message for Pamela, please. Oh my goodness. The cards are just flying.
They want to be heard.
I'm not supposed to say that.
Wow. Woo. Pamela, we've had a new beginning, really nice love and when I say love, it's like an emotional connection with someone or something that has newly started recently. And the reason why I'm like, ooh, is because of the three cards that came out for you. All three major arcanas. Big things happening for you. That first card that flew out was the Emperor, which is the father figure, the male figure in your life that's very prominent, very important to you, the one that you look up to, the one you look to for support, And then we got the Hierophant, which the Hierophant is like, the Hierophant is the, oh my God. Like I'm my brain has gone just completely like, just, I'm feeling very, very single focus feeling, and I don't get that for this. This is like out of the norm for me. Like my brain just went completely blank, and it's like, but this is the hierarchy, the person that would be like the judge, the teacher, the person that you look to for advice, the helper, not helper, but the person that helps others. um, and then we got the Star, which is the blessings, the yes answer. Also, the card for Aquarius, the Hierophant is the, let's see, the Hierophant is the card for Taurus.
Yeah.
And the Emperor, I have my little cheat sheet, y'all, is for Aries. Because sometimes my brain goes blank and I can't remember what card I'm looking at. But those three major arcanas coming out together is like major indications of major events happening. Hi, Sandy. And I'm going to clarify, because being three major arcanas, that's just like, okay, what is this about? What's going on? Like, I feel like there's some type of major change happening. And we got the Four of Cups. So don't forget what you've got right in front of you, because there's a sense of feeling left out, feeling like you're missing out on something. Now, there could be a new beginning in a work situation. I do see that you've been putting a lot of energy into something that you're needing to acknowledge that there's been someone that's been helping you a lot, and they may be feeling like they're not being noticed, or that their hard work is not being noticed, or is it your work that's not being noticed? I don't know. I just feel like this person feels like they're not being, they feel like they're not getting the recognition that they deserve. And the end result is that beautiful blessing that's going to hold hold it all together. Like, that's the glue that holds it together. And the new beginning is very strong here for you. So the Hierophant with that is like, okay, that new boss, the new source of income, or you starting a new job, a new business type of thing. What was that?
I don't know.
Is it the chair broke or something? Spot on, new beginning. I was wanting to know if I was on track. You're very welcome. I'm glad all that made sense to you. That's why I got that whole just blank. And I got the blank with the new beginning. So that makes sense now. Oh. I'll have to check that out later. I feel like my boss and the job might be the one.
All right, Debra.
Aw.
Yes.
Explain the presentation about the show.
Okay. Well, as we flip to the next picture, these are some of the evidence that I have found on my adventures. So you can get rid of my picture so we can see that there. If you want to, I don't know if you can move me. So, all right. So picture number 1 is the top left. So we see I am at a bar. It had underneath it running, it had coal mine tunnels. So there was reports of shadow people seen there and other entities. So I took 4 pictures in a row. So we're starting at the top left. You see there is nothing but a pool table and the lights. We go to the second one on the top right, and you can see a little ball forming up towards the ceiling that is like a very pale white. And then we go down to the bottom left, and you can see that there is a huge orb that was forming. And then down by the pool table, on the pool table, there is a little piece of equipment that I use, and there was a orb forming there. And so I took another picture because you want to take as many as you can. So I took picture number 4, and again, no ball, no nothing. So that's an orb. You can pull us back up. That is an orb forming. So we always tell people that orbs are usually a dust or a bug. But this one, I was actually smart enough to go ahead and snap, 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 snap. And those 4 pictures are in a row, but you can see up at the top that it is forming. And then that third one, it is bright white. And if you were to make it bigger, it does look like there's a face in there. And then the 4th picture, it was gone. So that's an orb. A lot of times it is dust or bugs, but I was so happy that I kept snapping my pictures. And this was an actual camera with film. So
Wow.
yes, because normally you don't see them forming with your eye. Usually you think it's your flash from your camera, but
Right.
it was not, because you can actually watch it form. So it was really cool. So then we can go on to the next slide. Okay, so we investigated a house that we had to send to the Diocese of Indianapolis because we could not help the family any further. You're going to see on the right-hand side, there's a clock in the darkness, and there's a woman standing there. That is my friend, and that's her shadow. You can tell.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking at this, I was like, I see you, shadow bastard.
Oh, no. So that's her standing, because our cameras are behind us. That's why you can see that white light over on the left side. But if you look all the way in the back, far right side, there are 4 window panes, and they're like those old glass panes.
Yeah.
So you can see there's supposed to be 4. We see 3 because we have a person back there. We heard walking, and we heard kicking of like gravel down in this basement. So then you can go to the next picture. So as you see, it is moving towards us. We heard it at the time. And you can see that now the windows, you can see 3 of them, but you can see it's in front of the basement door there. And what it did is it turned and it went up the stairs. So we caught this on surveillance camera. Yeah, right there. So we caught that first and only time I've ever caught a shadow person. So that was amazing. We can go to the next one. All right. So these are EVPs, which are in that basement where we saw that shadow person. And a lot of the times you're going to hear people talking. So at about 9 seconds on that little clock, you are going to hear something that's out of place.
All right. So I'm going to turn it up as high as I can. And you guys are going to either need to put your phones next to your ears or wear earbuds or something.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty clear if you ask me. But... All right, here we go.
Did you live here in this home, or are you here from the church?
Okay.
I heard him say church.
Yes. So what happened is that house was a rectory for the church that was next to it. So yeah, that house was crazy. So if you guys want to hear it again, it's at about 10 seconds, and it's a male sounding voice.
Did you live here in this home, or are you here from the church?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that house was crazy. That was like the craziest investigation I've ever done in a private home. So then we go to EVP number 2. So this is in the basement, and you're going to be listening. You're going to hear investigators talking because we're asking questions. And then you're going to hear something after an investigator talks at around 22 to 24 seconds.
Sniffling.
You must have went through. Okay, so what you guys made of her was kind of like a hurrah. It was the weirdest
like
thing.
a kid almost.
Yes, exactly. And there's no kids there because we did this at 1:30 in the morning. And the family was not in the home at the time. They left the house for us. And then right after that, it sounds like someone is talking. It almost sounds female, and we're not quite sure what she said. So that would be called a class B EVP. So that one's around 24, 25 seconds. So there's 2 there.
Sniffling.
You must have went through.
Yeah, it sounds like it's almost like saying hello.
Yes, and then you hear something going here.
That's what my daughter said too. She said it sounded like it said hello.
Yes, and then we don't know what that second whisper is. It kind of sounds like chow. It's really weird. We still haven't figured it out. So, okay, and then EVP number 3 is in the basement, and we are looking for you to hear something at 06 to about 08, and it is a whisper. Not very nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
I heard something. I don't know.
Yeah, so you hear us discussing how we heard something, and it was actually a whisper, and a couple people thought it says, "You're going to die," and the other person thought they heard something else. So you can hear that again, and it is a whisper. It's very difficult to hear. We use headphones when we listen to these.
Yeah.
I heard something. I don't know.
Yeah, so we're discussing how we just heard something. So that's always crazy. But yeah, and so this is another place I've been, Villisca Axe Murder House. So June 10th, 1912, we had the family members and 2 of their nieces axe murdered in this house. I was there on the 105th anniversary, I believe it was. that is the house that I was talking about in the beginning, where it feels very comfortable in there. And I know people say that's crazy for what happened there, but it felt very peaceful. It didn't feel threatening. I would have slept in that house. It would have not been a problem. So the next slide. Yeah, it's a tiny house. So this is the Josiah Moore family and his wife, Sarah. And they had 4 kids, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul. They were all axe murdered in their bedrooms.
Oh.
And their nieces were there. So Lena Stillinger was age 12. Ina Stillinger was age 8. So when we go to the EVP number 1 that is next, we're going to hear something at about 05 to 06, and it's a whisper. Right at the
Wow.
yeah, I know. We don't know what it was. It sounded like a man. It's crazy because
very airy. Yeah.
To me, it sounded like "help me."
Yeah, and most of the time when this happens, it does sound like a whisper, and it's, we wonder because the veil, right? We don't know what dimension, if we're in the same, are they seeing us because we can't see them, or, so there's a lot of different things we're still trying to figure out. So that's right at the end, if you guys want to hear that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a long, dragged out.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Right. And they never did catch the man. Someone was tried twice and got off twice. So it's still unsolved to this day.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So we go to EVP number 2, and at around 14 and 17 seconds, you're going to hear one of the children's names that I just stated from that last slide.
There's 2 girls in this house the night of June 9th. Can you tell me the names of those 2 girls that were not part of your family?
Ina.
Yeah, Lena. Yep.
Lena, yeah.
So it's on there twice. So you're hearing this. What that is that is a radio that is set to skip channels. So if we're looking for more than one word, but you hear the mechanical sounding Lena, and then after that we hear Lena whispered again. So at 14 and 17.
Okay.
There was 2 girls in this house the night of June 9th. Can you tell me the names of those 2 girls that were not part of your family?
Yeah, so you hear it loud at that, when it's jumping channels, and then at the end you hear it Lena again, and it sounds like a female. Then we go to number 3. If you guys have an aversion to the F word, I'm just letting you know it's in there. It is at 20 seconds. So let her rip.
We didn't want to ask questions. We just wanted to come in here and play. We wanted you guys to play with us. And you guys want to play with us, and now we got to just ask questions. Did somebody hear?
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's a whispered FU. So yeah. But yeah, it's nuts. So that house was very peaceful, but man, it was not peaceful, obviously.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, very angry.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be too,
Yeah.
Yep. So that is the end of that small presentation. I know you guys always want to hear and see some of the stuff that we get. So yeah, that house was crazy. I mean, they have people coming in there all the time asking questions. So what we do, and all of us that were there that night were parents. So we knew that 4 kids and the 2 nieces, so 6 kids were murdered there. So what we did was we brought Jenga, we brought toys, we sat at their level, and treated them like they were a little human, just without a body. And so, yeah, that's how we always run our stuff. We never provoke because, you know, I always say if somebody was a jerk in life, they're going to be a jerk in death. But if they were nice in life, you know, so your personality, yeah. So we never provoke. And, but yeah, so I'm hoping you guys get an idea of some of the stuff that I do because it's so hard to show.
That is so true that what they get, how they were before is how they or after. My uncle was a prankster.
Yeah.
And I have things like fly around in my kitchen. We could never catch it on camera because we didn't have any cameras up. We've had pots fly out of a cabinet.
I wonder if he's
We've
the one who
had
said the
cups
doors open.
fly across.
Right.
We've had radios turn on after being turned off,
That was Aunt Chris.
which I believe was my aunt because she wasn't finished listening to her music.
That's for Miss
And
Montez.
we've actually had I have an audio somewheres of my husband walking through one room, and we were having a lot of activity, and he's like, look, if anyone has anything they want to say to us, if y'all come by these cameras, and he's pointing up at the cameras, and right after he says this, I can hear in there that something about they or, and it cuts out. So it doesn't give me a full sentence. It sounded like the spirits are.
Right. Yeah. A lot of the times, you know, we think this is all theory, right, everybody? Because we try to be scientific in our group. And I need something to show my client, right? So I can, you know, as an empath, my feelings don't matter. Unfortunately, I mean that we incorporate it in there, but we have to be able to show something. And for scientific, you have to be able to prove it and reproduce it. Well, ghosts don't do that. Not in our experience. I can't say, okay, knock. And then sometimes we'll get a response, but I can't say, oh, wait, let me get my recorder. I'm going to go get it and then do it.
Yeah, like, come on, let's do it again. No, they don't. It does not work on command.
Right. Because we do work with psychics. And of course, we love it. We have a psychic on our team, and she really brings so much to it because she can tell us, okay, you know, go over by that bottle. She's sitting over there. And then if we get evidence over there, that's something we can show the client. You know, we always incorporate it, but I can't prove that. I can't prove my empathic feelings or anything else. So yeah, it's really interesting. I love it. It's goofy.
It's really cool whenever you're able to catch something physical with, you know, like audio or even visual.
Right.
Like,
yeah, there's a lot of times we'll go somewhere and we catch nothing. And there could be stuff all over. I mean, you're hearing it audibly, but we won't catch it on the recorders. And then we have to go back to the client and say, you know, this is what happened, but we don't have anything to show you, so we can't prove it.
Right.
Yep. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, that's with anything, you know.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
I'm actually very suspicious of footage that I see. I believe 99% of the stuff you see on the internet is doctored.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, I was one of the very first groups I was with. The guy, we had great evidence, and we were somewhere, and he played this EVP, and I said, "What the heck is that? That is not what we heard." He had doctored it, and it just made everything. I was so mad. We all left that group. Yeah, we all left that group and formed our own because we were just like, you know what, forget it, you know, because it's hard enough, you know, to go out and investigate this stuff. It's just because people are scared. You know, a lot of people will call and they want us to come to their homes, and they're scared. So, and then they see this stuff on TV where everything's a demon. Well, I'm sorry to say everything is not a demon. You guys know I work with paranormal clergy. Out of every single case I ever had, only one time did I have to refer to a diocese for a case. And we were saying, you know, sometimes a jerk in life is a jerk in death. So a lot of the times it's just a jerk, you know, or a trickster, or, you know, and people get sad or upset if something scratches them. Well, imagine you're somebody, you're trying to get their attention, and you're reaching out for them and they can't feel you. And so they're trying to get your attention, and they finally learn how to do it, and they might scratch you. Most of the time is not ill will.
Right.
It's just, we don't know. I always think of hauntings as the movie The Others, where
Yeah.
they're going on with their life. We're going on with our life. Sometimes we see them, sometimes we don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's crazy, but every once in a while that veil thins, especially this
Like
time.
right now.
Yeah, very,
Yes.
very. And that veil thins and we get to see it. You know, that's what people think with shadow people too. Are they interdimensional? What are they? So
Right.
we don't know. That's why I do this, because I love it.
Right. Same.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done any investigations like you have, but it's so fascinating, and it irritates me so much whenever I see these YouTube videos where they're like, "Oh, this and this and this." Like, no, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get a ghost to, not a ghost, a spirit, an entity. You're not gonna get them to respond on command.
Right.
It does
Yeah.
not work
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, every once in a while we'll do the shave and a haircut, and we will get a response, but not often. I mean,
Right.
but you got to remember these TV shows, and I love these guys. I've met all of them,
Mhm.
and they genuinely want to do the paranormal, but they're there for a week. You know, they're there, and they show 44 minutes of edited stuff. So it looks like they're catching a ton, but they're there for a week. When we go to someone's house, we're there maybe 6 to 8 hours a couple times, but over months. So yeah, editing is unfortunately part of the TV thing.
Yeah.
Mhm. The fake.
Well, nobody wants to sit there and
masking.
watch nothing happen. So
Yeah. There are a lot of times we go places and nothing happens. You know, we go to places, there's no power, there's mice running around, there's bats flying around, especially Waverly Hills. So if you don't like bats, forget it. It's cold, no bathrooms, and you know, we're happy as pie to be there. We're like, yay.
What state are you in?
I'm in Illinois.
Okay.
Yep.
I lived out in Illinois for a minute.
Yep. I'm in the Western burbs. So
I lived on Willow Hill.
nice.
That was little bitty old town, 200 people.
We just taught a class the other night in Monito, Illinois, which is tiny. Their library was tiny, but man, we had the best time with that class. It was great. We drove 2.5 hours to get there, and then 2.5 hours back. We love the paranormal. We'll talk about it anywhere.
Well, that kind of surprises that it's that high.
Yeah.
People, 76% have actually had some sort of paranormal experience.
Oh yeah. You know, as I grew up Roman Catholic. We didn't talk about it. I mean, when I had those things happening, I was too scared. You know, plus I was 13. So, you know, it was crazy enough in life at 13. So, but now my parents are just like, yeah, you know, we know. So, and I was lucky. I went to Rome. I have a friend that became an archbishop. So I was on a plane with 4 different priests and 2 bishops, and we talked the paranormal the whole way there, and it was quite fascinating. Half believe and half don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I was raised Catholic, so it's like I'm totally like they believed, but at the same time didn't believe.
Right. I have a really good friend. Her name is Bishop Christina Rake. She is fantastic. So she is the person that writes all the theologic questions for all the seminaries. She is super smart. And she wrote a book called The God in the Bible, Paranormal in the Bible. It is a fantastic book. And I just saw her last weekend when we did our Midwest Spirit Fest. But it is a fantastic book. And yes, she is a woman. And yes, she is a bishop. But it's with the old Catholic Church, which is different. But it's wonderful. She is like one of the coolest people I've ever met.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Scooter, I've had that happen myself. I've had I get the premonition dreams.
I was little. I was probably about 5 or 6 years old, and I had a horrible nightmare, and I was telling my mom about it. I said I dreamt that I was in one of those like Little House on the Prairie, out one room schoolhouses, like in that show.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting there in our little wooden desks, and all of a sudden I looked up, and the thing, the belfry, I think they call it, was on fire.
Wow.
And my mom, her eyes got all big, and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "I had to have told you that story." And I was like, "No, what story?" And she said, "When I was your age, I was in school, and one day I looked up, and that was on fire."
Wow.
And I guess the bell, like the rope from the bell, burned, and it fell in the classroom, and it nearly killed one of the boys in her classroom, but it didn't kill him. That's exactly what I saw in my dream, even though she never told us that story.
Right.
Oh wow.
So I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is.
Isn't that crazy? It's like deja vu too. You've done it before, or you've seen it before, and then it happens, and you're like, okay, am I going crazy? Like the first time I saw a shadow person, I seriously said, no way. I thought maybe I blinked my eye and I saw like a stray hair or something, because it's not rational. But when you catch it in picture, then you're like, oh man, I gotta believe it now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, the house across the street from my house caught fire, and there was a man with a black face. Huh. Wow.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
It is. It's so strange. We just have been doing podcasts and stuff, and we have our people on our Facebook group ask us what different things. I did one on black-eyed children, which is a whole nother show.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, black-eyed children, it's crazy. But we did a light podcast that'll be coming out, I think, next week, maybe. I don't know. I'm not in charge of it, so our editor, our video guy will be, but that was on 1918 circus train accident. So we went to Showman's Rest, which is in Chicago, but there are Showman Rest in Oklahoma, one in New York. There's a couple of them. So the mass burial here in Chicago was 1918. A circus train was broke down, and a train came behind it and hit it. And this happens at 4 a.m. And the last 3 cars were sleeping cars. So 127 people injured, a total of 86 dead, 56 unknown people, because unfortunately it was a wood train. They had oil lamps, and it was smashed to smithereens, so they could not identify most of the people. So we went out there and did a Halloween podcast on it, just to show our respect and our light. But there's some crazy stuff. It was actually very peaceful, very beautiful. Circus animals. They had circus elephants flanking all 4 corners of the mass burial site. But yeah, crazy stuff. It's out there.
For sure.
Yep. It is out there.
You'll get it back, Scooter. All right. Star.
Yes.
Ready to rev up that engine again?
Yeah.
Another round of card reading, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who's our next victim?
Yeah. Whoa.
Picky Nikki, are you here?
Yeah, really. This would be Nikki. Wait. Ah! Let me help
Taking
you.
Picky Nikki to the front desk, please. I think you're next, right?
Oh,
Nikki?
I love that.
Isn't it great? Oh,
Oh, my
my
forehead.
camera. No, I'm good. My camera just fell over. I'm gonna mute for a minute.
That was like
Boom. Timber.
all I heard. I mean, I wasn't even looking at the screen. All I heard was "Plunk."
Oh, stop, Nikki. What do you think she's gonna tell you?
My moonlight.
Jeez, what are you hiding?
Mhm. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Nikki's next. It's on me.
Okay. Scared? No, don't be scared. Mermaid and Fairy? What's that about? Did I miss? Oh, she said hello. My bad. Oh my.
About your attic.
I'm putting my mermaid deck
Where is your mermaid
in
deck?
my room.
Oh.
I can go get it.
If you want to. You're gonna fall and hurt yourself.
I almost did.
Hi there, Michelle. At Mermaid Cove.
Ow.
Okay.
Open your mind, Nikki.
Message for Nikki, please. Nikki is her real name, correct?
You know what? I honestly don't know if her real name is Nicole or what the deal is. You know, just one of my best friends ever, but I don't know her real name. Never asked.
I'm still alive. I'm good.
Good. So, message for Nikki, please.
It really is Nikki, y'all.
Nikki's real name is Roberta.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm like,
No, it's Nikki.
okay. And I believe Kathy Wood is next. Whew. Okay, so Nikki, I feel here that you are dealing with some manipulative men around you or male figures.
Sorry.
Were you laughing at me or at the comment that
You, what you said.
Oh, okay. And it's like I feel like you're being forced to make some type of decision. Could be to do with money or a new job, but yeah, honestly, I feel like it's to do with money. But it's like I get that someone saying that, oh, that was more than what you said it was going to be, or that type of energy. Though I do see that everything's going to work out for you, that you don't have anything to seriously worry about. Just more of like try to balance it a bit. Let them think that they're winning, but really take control over the situation. Does it make sense to you?
Makes sense to me.
Oh.
It was on my wardrobe, and I was not there. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
She'd never miss it, Michelle. No, Michelle's being silly.
Okay. Is that for real? Not really, but thanks. We'll think on it and figure it out. Yeah. Now this could be something that will happen in the near future. Just be no worries, Michelle. Just be on the lookout. Be cautious.
No. You're tricking me. You're purring and tricking me. That's not okay.
Yeah, don't let her.
No, but she's trying to trick me.
Mm-hmm.
She's purring and trying to make me let her go around the room.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little bitch.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I believe. Oh my goodness, she's purring so loud.
Miss Kathy Wood, are you present?
Can y'all hear her?
Yeah, I can actually.
She's like purring so loud. She's such a happy, content baby.
Nala could never. Nala's angry all the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so message for Miss Kathy. Message for Kathy. Mm.
God, you sound like a heater.
Oh. So, Kathy, I see here there being some celebrations going on. Something's coming up for you. I feel like this is honestly going to be coming towards the solstice in December. Like, I don't feel like this is happening presently, but you're planning something between Thanksgiving and Christmas time period. And it's all about trying to like just get everything in it's like getting your ducks in a row type of energy. Let's clarify this reading for Miss Kathy, please. For Kathy. Yeah, it's a celebration of an announcement. And this is something you've been hoping and wishing and praying for. So getting the message. I'm also seeing there could be something to do with a birth, a pregnancy energy as well coming in within that time period of maybe that's the announcement that is planning a gender reveal or planning some type of announcement for a pregnancy. Does that make any sense to you? My baby's so happy.
She just wanted to read.
Awesome.
Well, that was very specific.
Yeah. Sometimes it comes out straightforward. Sometimes it's something that's going to be coming up.
You see that question?
Some here. I do sense energies whenever I'm in the same room with the person.
Stop it.
I don't know about that, Star. You've sensed things with me, and we've been in the same room once,
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
but before we were ever in the same room.
Right. It all depends on each situation is different.
Yeah.
That is awesome, Kathy. That is so exciting. And Colleen, you email me and I send you the information.
Luna, stop. Oh, she lied to me. She lied to me. She got her head through.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else interested in getting a sample?
Stop it. Luna, stop.
You want to just use your Siestiana Star at gmail.com?
Yes.
She's taking my skirt.
Oh, she does not. You better let her go. Let her go. She wants to get out of here. Okay, baby.
She just laid down too.
She's not liking all the fuss.
Oh, she just doesn't know how to choose one thing. She just doesn't know how to choose one thing. She was wanting my love earlier, so I picked her up and she was happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then she become all fussy.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she weird. Why you
That's
sniff in
that
the
for you.
Yes, exactly.
Why you sniff in the air? The one that actually makes you pick.
Well, sending her positive vibes, Kathy.
The silence and then
What?
Oh, somebody messaged me.
Oh, is that your no, huh?
No.
Like I'm hearing
the silence and the
I'm hearing the
notification is so funny.
notifications on my computer.
What does that mean, Mom?
Persnickety.
Oh my god, she's so upset.
Yeah, she's upset. She does not.
She was fine with me, but with you, she's trying to get out.
She's not even trying to move.
She is with her head.
Mm-hmm. So, my prices have gone up too, because I mean, as with everything.
Yes.
You want to go? Or are you gonna stay?
Yes.
Okay. Colleen, I got your email. I will respond to you
sniff
soon.
my lipstick. Okay, come. Come. Come with me. Mama, that's not fair. I feed you. You be nice to me. Don't slide on me. Yeah. It's so rude. Why's my brother does
Yes, I have Facebook. I have a website. But the best way is to email me. If you're wanting to have a private reading. I have been doing my dailies again. And
Yeah, you have. That makes me so happy. I said, yeah, you have. It makes me so happy.
I'm doing dailies on on YouTube for all the signs, and doing a general for anyone called to it on Facebook and TikTok. And throughout all the platforms at Siestiana Star.
Why not?
Because
She's my cat.
Because she don't need a mohawk.
Why not? Can we get a ragdoll cat? They're so soft and fluffy.
You forgot already, Sandy? All right. Let's run this again.
Mama. There's a pumpkin head.
Her PayPal is, I'll just type it in the chat, Sandy.
TND A Bear. Everybody wanted to try to say Herbert or Hebert. And Scooter, the email is siestianastar@gmail.com. Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
You know?
Come on, Lulu.
You better come over here. She's going to try and go underneath the desk.
Don't fuss at me. You're too young to be fussing at me like that. You're not even a year old yet.
You're welcome, Scooter. I wish I knew what was going on with PayPal. And I've tried contacting them, and it's just.
I don't usually have any problems with it.
They've been really wonky on me.
This cat is fighting back with me.
Mm-hmm.
She threw my inhaler.
Mm-hmm.
She threw my inhaler.
Oh, boy.
She went like this. Mama.
Mm-hmm.
In front of me, too.
Mm-hmm. Pick it up.
I know. It's going to my way. It's my air.
Let's see. What is up with this?
Okay.
I've got
Tell Dad about
something.
Okay.
I've got a notification on email, but it's okay. Why is this on hold? Okay. And I got from Sandy. Sandy and Mary.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, Sandy, are you wanting a general?
This guy keep making me repick this shit up.
Okay.
She probably pick up again.
Go make the AC kick on, please.
See, Dad's sleeping.
Okay.
I think. Well, what now?
Okay. Message for Sandy, please. Okay, Sandy, I see you have a new ideas about moving forward with something. I feel like this could be to do with a vehicle or just a trip of some sort. And I'm getting here that there's kind of been you've been kind of wishy-washy about it, not really sure if you're wanting to do it or it's just an emotional situation for you. But the new ideas is about like whether or not you're going to include someone in on it. Like I feel like this is wow. Okay. Yeah, I do see this being about like a trip of sorts. Whether or not you're wanting to go on it or you're just very like I feel like you're emotionally drained on this situation. If this is not an actual trip, it's about your mode of transportation and you're kind of like feeling very stressed over it that you don't know how you should move forward. And I'm feeling like I need to tell you don't stress about it, don't overthink it. Does that make any sense? Okay. Yeah, normally if it doesn't make sense, there's going to be it should be coming into play soon for you. And a general for Mary. Message from Mary, please. Okay, so Mary, I see here that there's been a completion to a situation for you to do with money. And this is something you were hoping, wishing, praying for. It was like, woohoo, wait, we got it. We finally made it through, whatever it might be. I do feel like this is to do with like a authority figures or someone higher than you, someone that you look up to, being a just like boss energy or someone you look to for advice. Let's clarify this reading for Mary, please. Okay, so definitely ending a situation. Now, this could be a mother figure in your life that you are dealing with. I do feel like this is blessings that you've been dealt and finding balance. Whatever this wish being fulfilled, it is creating a balance for you or creating just that harmony in your life. And I do feel like it's going to be something very important, very significant within that family. Like I do feel like it's that mother energy, though. It's like that's the person that you look up to, right? And it is ending the situation, whatever it might be. It's that 10 of rods and 10 of disc. So completing the situation. Good. I'm glad that makes sense for you.
I'm sorry to get tired.
Okay.
Go to sleep at a decent time.
Good night, baby.
Like a 14-year-old.
Spirit, I will say your name silently to myself when doing your reading. And nice name. Message. Ooh. You've been waiting for something to happen. Patience, it's coming. It's happening soon. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. I feel like it's more than 3 days to 3 weeks. And it's a new beginning, very emotional for you. Very emotional for you. This could be it's like, I feel like you're having to make a decision between two people, possibly. This also could be to do with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Also, I'm getting like paperwork, emails, communications, written communications from this person. And oh my goodness, this cat, I swear. She's gonna get into everything. But I do see that this is like I feel like this could be someone that you've been connected to in the past. Does that make any sense to you? Good. that's it's really nice. I feel like that's going to be a positive thing for you. I'm glad that makes sense though.
I hope somebody didn't hijack her reading.
Oh.
But it makes sense to her, so it resonates.
Yes. Sugar Plum Fairy, thank you. Yes, it is pronounced Abear, not Hebert. And it's because it's French.
Yes.
Because our family line came from France to Canada and then down to Louisiana. Supposedly, if we did our heritage correctly, we actually have a great grandfather, like, 12th generation or whatever. There's supposed to be a statue of him in Canada.
Is anybody else interested in a reading tonight? And don't forget to subscribe to the star so that you can hear your reading every day.
Yes.
Short reading every day for each sign.
I'm getting back into it slow. I'm not trying to overwhelm myself.
Yeah.
Because I was doing like way too much before.
Yeah.
And with working a full-time job now, I don't have the energy.
Right.
To do what I used to do.
Yeah, you used to go for hours every day.
Yes. It was draining.
Oh, I'd imagine.
I mean, but I enjoy doing it. I really do.
Yeah.
I can't do it and a full-time job. So every morning I wake up, I come in here and I do that daily reading before I go to work. Which has been really nice.
Yeah, Nikki, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out why PayPal is holding.
If she goes just to like a regular browser and types in the PayPal me or PayPal, PayPal.me/TNDHEBERT, it'll take her right to your payment, I think.
Or Venmo.
I don't know if she has Venmo.
Okay. Why is this?
I don't know. Let me check how that works. Send TNDHEBERT. No, yeah, that's all you have to type is TNDHEBERT in PayPal on the phone.
Okay. And the husband's name is John.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is he listening now, or do I need to wait?
All right. He's listening.
Okay. Message for John, please. Message for John. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I know we had a reading earlier that all major arcanas came out. It's happened again. These two flipped out together. We have, this is Judgment and Temperance. Patience, your whatever you're working on is coming through very soon. But you've been waiting on this for a bit now. We got the Hangman and the Lovers. And Lovers is that soulmate situation. So this could be something to do with you and Nikki together. Now the Lovers is also the card for Gemini, and Temperance is also the card for Sagittarius. So those energies could be important for you. Let's clarify this reading for John, please. Now, this could be to do with communication. I'm getting here, ooh, big money coming. And I feel like this is a joint situation. Big money for the two of you together. This is something you've been waiting for. The Lovers was with this Hangman. So waiting situation, and you'll be getting the communication about this, or y'all have been talking about this. I do feel like this is like, okay, everything's great in your home, everything is wonderful, but you're trying to level something up.
Hey, Sandy.
That makes sense. Nikki says, hallelujah. Oh, okay. Any miracles? I never know what's going to come out in these cards.
We're on pins and needles.
I take it that made sense. Seems very positive, so that's wonderful. As long as it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. Awesome. Well, I'm glad.
And do you have anybody else in line there?
No.
All right, do me.
Okay. Message for Robin, please. Message for Robin. You have you have something big coming in, celebrations, changing. It's a new beginning. That's a change, but it's like a new beginning, but not a new beginning. That makes sense. It's like it's a new old beginning, an old to new beginning. That's it's kind of crazy, but that's what I'm getting. But like changing your luck, change of times around you, and celebrating. And remember just not to forget, not don't it's like don't get hung up on what has happened and focus on what can happen, what will happen. I do get communications that has recently happened for you that's changing things. And it's like the celebration is going to be this balance that you found in your life. Like there's something going on there that has it's like uplifted your spirits, I get, and really change the way that you're looking at things, being more optimistic. Make sense?
It sure does.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Deborah's like, do me.
Oh, no, you're good.
Oh, are you sure?
If you want to. The darker, the scarier. The dark one.
Just sent for Sam. Okay.
Colleen, you're funny.
I got it, Nikki. Thank you. Okay, so message for Debra, please. So, Debra, you have the strength card, you have the star card, and you have the 9 of Wands. I get here something big, and you're getting some communication. Now we have Leo and Aquarius energy here, though I feel like, okay, it's like buckle down, it's about to happen, you're about to get some kind of communication. Let's clarify this reading for Deborah, please. Definitely. Okay, so it's the whole, oh wow, hang on. Oh yes, you already know this. You already know this. So you got strength and this all believers. This is kind of an extra card in this deck. For me, whenever I get this card, it's like things being revealed to you that you already know that's there. And it's just like, okay, that aha moment, like, yeah, see, I told you. And this is with someone that you've had a soul connection with. Soul connections don't have to be love. It is just someone that you have a genuine, deep connection with. It could be a Gemini as well, but I don't really get that. I just feel like this is that soul person. And the communication, not going to be of the normal type. This is your realm of things. This is the Hermit, is that all knowing. It's, it's spiritual. It's not of the physical form. And it's all because of something major happening recently.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I did make a donation, so you'll see it in there. Thank you. I
Okay, well,
appreciate
thank you. No problem. Thank you. And okay, so Sandy is for Sandy Kirk, correct? Correct.
Well, I say hi to Judy.
Hmm?
I say hi to Judy.
Hi.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
go.
could not do that.
I heard her. Okay, message for Sandy, please. Hey, Sandy, I get the 8 of Discs coming out straightforward. You are working on something that has you stressed. Whew. You got the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Wands, stressed over a decision. And it's like, I feel like this is about someone who has recently come into your life or come at you with an idea, and you're having to decide on something. It's like they've given you this ultimatum type of energy. Let's clarify this reading for Sandy, please. I do feel like this person might be a bit manipulative, or you feel like they have kind of backed you into a corner, that this is not a situation that you were expecting. But I do see you coming out as like the victory. I feel like you're coming out in the winning of it. And just don't let them see that they've got you backed into that corner, even though you may feel like it. Don't show it. Does that make any sense to you? Good. I'm glad that makes sense.
I like it when they make sense to them.
Yeah. Me too.
Hey,
Yeah,
Debra.
that's awesome.
Hey, Nana, welcome in.
All right. Anybody else? Any more victims? Any questions for anybody on the panel? Hey, Deborah, we'll have to next time you go on an excursion or something, we'll have to line something up and maybe do it live.
Yeah, we could. We're trying to get to Missouri State Penitentiary next year. It's very costly because, of course, when we do investigations, we don't charge anybody anything.
Right.
But we go on fun things. So, like, we're trying to go to, and that's over by Kansas City. So, but yeah, or when we go to Alton, Illinois, Mineral Springs, that's not too far from you.
Right.
Yeah. So, definitely. Yeah, we do Facebook Live sometimes. It just depends if we can get good reception. A lot of these places don't have any power or internet, so
yeah,
just depends where we're at. But for sure.
Nana, yes, all I do is tarot readings.
Oh, Spirit Junkie, I can answer that. We do a group prayer before we go into any location, and everyone does their own personal intentions. And, we go in, we do our investigation. I have had things follow me home before. So luckily, I have a friar that can do a blessing of metals and salt and things like that for me. And I will do my yard once every couple of years. And I have blessed Saint Michael and blessed Benedictine metals in each four corners. And I smudge my property and salt it. But yeah, I mean, everyone has to do it. And we never know if something would follow you home. Most of the time it does not happen, but it can. But we have never had attachments. We've been very fortunate. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm lucky because I have a monastery that I can go to, and he'll do it in Latin for me and in English. So I speak a little bit of Latin, very tiny bit. I went to Latin mass most of my young life, so I remember some of it. But prayer, always protect yourself. And we always tell people, if you're going to go in and do this, have the best intentions, because what you put out in the ether is what you're going to get back at you. So we always go in, we introduce ourselves, we ask if we can speak with them like we're coming into their home. So, yeah. I did spirit junkie. I used to have dreams that I had like premonition dreams where I knew things were going to happen, and it scared me for sure. And then after I had my near-death experience, everyone says, "Did you see the light?" And I'm like, I didn't see anything. I didn't even know I had a baby for 2 days. That's how out of it I was. So, but then I started doing hospice and paranormal investigating. So I've always felt, because of my being an empath, that I kind of got one foot on this side of the ether and one on the other. But yeah, we're real fortunate. We have a great bunch of people that I work with. So, and we work with all teams throughout the United States. So it's fantastic. Thanks for your questions. Yeah, we don't know. We always wonder what it's like. Well, my near-death experience, I stopped breathing on the operating table when I had my first son. But I remember nothing. I mean, like I said, I didn't even know I had a baby for 2 days after it happened. So I don't know if I ever saw anything. And if I did, maybe I wasn't meant to know. That's above my pay grade, as I always say. I'm here to live my best life and to help others. So that's what we do. And at least that's how I feel about it. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't remember anything from it.
I will tell you if we're screwed.
No, but I can.
Oh.
That's an awesome smudge stick. I got to tell you guys a funny story. Okay. So my son's in the Air Force. So they had to come and do background information for him to get his clearance. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I have got to put my smudge somewhere because it's going to look like something else. So I put it in the freezer and I forgot it was there. And I kept saying, gosh, why does this meat smell like sage? Well, I had put it under the meat. Like they were going to go in there looking for it. It was pretty humorous. Were I ever terrified for places or happenings?
You're welcome.
I did have one place that I went, a jail that we went to, and I actually was touched by a spirit, and it was ice cold. It was so cold. But yeah, I wasn't terrified of it.
But not in the kitchen.
Not at all.
It would be too strong and Dad's going to smell it. Sorry.
No, the living scare me more than the dead do.
Right.
So
I have to agree with that.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And I always tell people, remember, if there's a spirit in your house, they're a human being without a body. Think of it that way. It's not as scary if you think about it as this was a person. So
My daughter was bringing that into the area in our kitchen where we had the door open by itself,
Right.
and she's just feeling really bad about it. So she needed to cleanse the area,
Right.
so she felt safer.
That's right. We always tell people put the good intentions out there, you know?
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah, because you get back what you put out.
Exactly. That's like the basis of The Secret, the law of attraction.
Right.
It's the same thing as what it used to be known as karma.
Yes, that
Mama,
is so true.
it unlit as soon as I got to that door.
I'll be there in a little bit.
Okay.
Looks like I'm gonna have to go and cleanse my house.
Yeah.
That's not.
Especially that door, Mom.
Okay,
It's specifically that
that's
door.
strange because
I mean, I'm pretty sure my
this
clothes-
thing. I don't know if y'all saw it. It was smoking pretty good.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's. There's no evidence of anything.
Yeah.
It should not have. It should not have went out like that.
Yes. And Spirit Junkie, yes, there are things that I will never speak of because it deals with us going into a family's home and they have kids. So we respect their privacy. We never post pictures on our websites or anything without, like if they wanted us to, we would. But yeah, we never ever do that because these people are trusting us to come into their homes and try to help them. So that's what we do. And I've had a couple personal experiences that have, just been crazy, crazy that I just don't talk about. I don't like to put it back out there. So
Yeah. Sometimes you just don't want to give things energy.
yes.
I am hearing a beeping noise.
I am too.
Sounds like a smoke detector or something.
Yeah, and I don't get it because I have nothing here. This is just my computer, and that's it. So y'all hear it too.
Yeah.
Stop talking a minute. I don't know what that would be.
It's like it's my monitor, my TV. You've got to move.
It's the cat.
Yes, it's like she has her. Okay, that got even louder.
It does, doesn't it, Scooter? Yeah.
Right,
No.
I know. At first, I thought maybe you had your
Oh no.
on or
No.
something, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, this does not.
Right. And no, Spirit Junkie, never. I am not educated enough for that. I have mentored with Bishop James Long before, but I am not a demonologist. Only the church or like a Wiccan priestess or a rabbi, someone in the clergy should ever attempt to do that. I would never do that. You don't know what you're messing with. So, no, I would never do anything like that either. But we can find them help, not a problem. I'm through Paranormal Clergy, so I can always, we do investigation and then we pass it on to the proper person, a shaman, a Wiccan priestess, a rabbi, a priest, or a diocese. So yeah, we don't do that. Above my pay grade.
I think I figured out what it was. It was actually my television monitor. I don't know why it was making that noise, but it was.
Right.
And my cat, who is like 7 years old, she's going on 8 years old, has decided to lay down right behind my computer. because it's warm there.
'Cause it's warm, yeah.
Right.
But I'm like, dang it, I don't know if that's the only spot that there's a fan on this computer. I'm like,
I love animals. They're so great.
I love her to death, but oh my God, she's an old little.
All cats are.
She is a cranky witch with a capital B.
Is she not a familiar?
Oh,
You just got your black cat, didn't you?
huh?
You just got your familiar, didn't you?
I actually have. She's she was my first. So I've got my second one. Actually, the second one has taken to me even faster than she did.
Spirit Junkie, funny you should ask. I do own a set of cards. I have not cracked the deck open yet, but I have been doing my due diligence and learning what each card means and stuff like that. And I do have an interest in learning how to do it.
It's all about what you feel when you see the card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a great set. I think Michelle Belanger is the one that did it. They're angel cards, and they're fantastic. I love to read the book. I haven't even touched the cards. I've had these for like 15 years, but I love reading that book. So, yep.
There's some oracles that is like you got to go look at the book to see what the card really means. You can get your intuition, your intuitive feeling on it, but the book really tells you the true meaning behind it. Then you have your tarot decks. So a lot of tarot, the cards mean certain things, but what you intuitively feel,
right, how you interpret it too,
right, means something differently. And I use a lot of numerology mixed in with my tarot and astrology. So I kind of mix it all up, giving the meaning of the number and what the card means and how I feel about what I'm seeing at that time. Like if I pull a card, like let me just grab random.
All I remember is I'm a 5.
Random number, the Emperor, that the masculine energy that comes straight out from this right away. I have the deck that I learned on. I actually bought a new copy of it right after the storm, and I still have not opened it up. I need to open it because I wanted to do a review on it and be able to actually start using it again because I love that deck. And even that one has different meanings based on the cards than what this one has. It's very intuitive. And yes, numerology too. I mean, I'm a life path number 11.
Yeah, I'm a 5.
The spiritual teacher. And my husband is a life path number 22, which he's the master builder.
What's a 5? I forget.
Don't remember. I can go look it up real quick.
I just remember us figuring that out. 5 is also my number for Rita's snacks, by the way.
Love it. Man, you gotta try those. You gotta try those freeze-dried big hunks.
I haven't tried the big hunk yet, but
really the freeze-dried are the way to go. You won't break any teeth that way. They're fantastic.
So the number 5, you love to travel, adventure, variety, meeting new people. You possess the curiosity of a cat and long to experience all of life. You like to be involved in several things at the same time, as long as you are not tied down to any one area. You like change, new things, and new horizons. You make friends easily. Your personality is upbeat and often inspiring, attracting people from all walks of life. Ain't that the truth?
That is dead on.
And that's why, I've said this a few times to a few people whenever I've looked at like when I'm talking to them about astrology or about anything of the spiritual nature. And I'm like, if you go to a psychic and they automatically just ask you for your name and your date of birth, they're not truly giving you a reading. They're looking at what they just learned from your name and your date of birth, giving them oh my God, so much information about who you are. Just from that little bit of information, they can tell you your life story just based on that little bit of information.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Eight fives in her name.
I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure either. But I mean, I've always been drawn to the number 22, and I never knew it. I never knew why. My son was born on the 22nd, and it was just kind of one of those, that number always stuck to me. And my first husband, I want to say he's a life path number 9, totally not a match for me. I don't know what husband number 2 was, but husband number 3 is my match.
Yeah. Our ETs. Well, it's pretty narcissistic as a society to think that we're the only intelligent living being.
True.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, we just did a podcast on UFOs for our Illinois Paranormalist group. And, at first I was like, man, I'm not going to have anything to say. And it was like, we do. Chicago, there's been sightings here forever, since especially the 70s. Even in 2021, there was sightings over the airport. At O'Hare Airport. So yeah, it's fascinating because there's just no way. I mean, you guys, if you ever get a chance to go somewhere and just look up, you're only going to see one 1/100% of what is out there with your naked eye.
Right.
I believe.
So I heard a theory the other day. Casper site even does a lot of alien stuff too. But a theory the other day that time travel might have something to do with some of the sightings that we're seeing. Like, Elon Musk theory that, we're in the future and rich people are paying for tours of 1987. That was when the first time they got laid. I don't know.
Yeah,
and 1987, and then something happens and it unveils the cloaking device on their UFO, and oops, there's their UFO. And really all we've seen is ourselves coming back to the past in time travel. Right. I mean, there's lots of different theories. So many different theories.
That's like with elementals and spirit, nature spirits, and even cryptids. People think, you're seeing it for a second and then it's gone. Same with shadow people. Maybe what we're seeing is a slip in time for that 1 second, because a lot of the times when we go on these investigations and we will see a shadow person, you see it for a blink of an eye. So it's like, and it's quite amazing, because
what we deem as normal is stuff that you see on the regular. But just because it's rare and you rarely see it doesn't mean it's not normal.
Right. Or even the possibility of it being a glimpse into another dimension, another reality.
A fold in time.
Yep. Right. That's what we're always trying to figure out. Always. We always ask questions. I always ask, and I never get the answer. I'm like, is there a heaven? Is there? And I go on with these questions and I never get the answer. And I know it's above, I don't need to, but I ask it anyways, because you never know. And then a lot of the times we'll say, can you see me? And sometimes you'll get an answer. Sometimes you won't. We'll hold up 5 fingers and say, can you, in the pitch dark, we're doing this. And we'll say, can you see how many fingers I'm holding up? And every once in a while you'll get a 5 or something. And it's like, whoa, but we can't see them. So, it's that craziness.
Yeah, I mean, there's even a theory that ghosts are actually not ghosts. They're just different people in a different time, dimension.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's there's so many different explanations.
Yeah. It's all theory, you know.
Because nobody
It's,
knows
yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt.
yeah, until it can be proven, and unfortunately, we just can't make them do it. You know,
Well, technology being what it is, like even if you prove it right there on the screen, you can't trust what you see. So
you know, I always say that if Jesus Christ came down in the middle of Chicago and 1 million people saw him, 10% would believe it. And everyone else would be
oh
like,
yeah,
nah, because we're so jaded as a
right.
society. But he would be here going, it's me. It's me, you know, and we'd all be like, sure. Okay, buddy. You know?
No, even if he pulled the whole old water into wine trick, they'd be like, oh, it's a magician.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, I get you. Now I understand what you're talking about.
Oh, the Angel Network. Yes. I had a reading with Lisa Williams. This is funny. She's from the UK and she was here. She lives in Los Angeles now. And she was training young psychics here in Chicago. So we went. It was me and my ex-daughter in law. And we're sitting there and she's trying to train this guy and he could not get his words out. So she came up to me and she says, can you please leave the room? And I said, yes. And I knew exactly what she was doing because I do hospice. At that point, I was really into it. And she had me leave the room because he couldn't read anyone around me because there were so many different spirits with me. But, you know, when I'm in a nursing home and I'm seeing dementia patients or anything else, I go 2 or 3 times a week. I'm checking on them. And then, you know, I'm with them when they're going. But yeah, it was funny because and I knew exactly why she asked me to leave the room. And she came out and apologized. I'm like, not a problem.
Yeah. Sometimes people's energies are very strong.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, even with dementia patients, have you ever had the experience? I don't know if you've heard me tell the story of my great aunt before she passed away. When I say about 6 months or so before she passed, I would come over to her home every morning and check her blood because she was diabetic as well as dementia. And there was one morning I came in to check her blood, and she's like fussing at me, terribly fussing at me that why I was next to her by her bed that night, and why the tall man is how she referred to my husband was the tall man.
Right.
Why he was walking at the foot of her bed. Well, when she was very adamant that this had happened, I was like, no, Nanny, that didn't happen. We were not here. Well, the night she passed, I sat next to her bed and talked to her, and I was holding her hand, talking to her. And my husband was walking back and forth at the foot of her bed.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't put 2 and 2 together until later on when we realized that she was actually having a vision of what her going was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've sat with patients before. I can say this because you know, I'm not giving any names or anything out. I've sat with patients before that were pretty catatonic, no speaking. The day before they'd pass, they'd be looking wide-eyed. I mean, like totally awake and be just talking to somebody in the corner. We've had dogs when I've been in people's homes that would sit and bark at the corner for no reason, you know. No other dogs were barking. And so, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, the whole week before she died, she was in the hospital, and they had her on IV, and that was basically the only thing that was keeping her alive was the fluids. And she kept fussing at us that we were keeping her husband from coming and taking her home. And she kept saying the rosary in French because she was native French speaking. Well, not even just regular French, the Cajun French. But she would say the rosary in French all day long, and she kept fussing at us, y'all. Why y'all keeping me here? Why y'all keeping me? Y'all are keeping my husband from taking me home. He's circling the parking lot trying to find a parking spot, and he can't take me home. And she was very adamant about it.
Right.
But like, so she knew she was leaving. And whenever she finally went back to the nursing home. They sent her back on hospice. She was going back there just for the night so that I can get her home ready so that we can get the bed and everything. And that night she passed.
Wow.
That happens a lot. There were a lot of times where I would be coming in and doing my regular visits, and the family members would leave and they'll be like, okay, we'll be back tomorrow. And I would say about 7 or 8 times out of 10, they would wait till their family members left and then they would pass. Just, it's like they wanted to spare them. They were just ready to go and maybe didn't want to be felt like they have to stay for that person.
With her
It's a
situation.
beautiful experience. And I know that sounds very strange to people, that death is beautiful, but it is a total release. I am so humbled. I mean, it makes me cry, but it's so humbling to be able to sit there with someone as they're going on to their next journey. So it's amazing.
That evening, like, I had went and seen her at the nursing home once they got her there, and told her, that I would see her tomorrow, the next day. And I was told later on by the hospice nurse or lady, she told me that after, when she had went and seen her, she had said, was Ms. Gert, you look very tired. It's okay. You can go now. It's okay. And she's like, you know what? Okay, I am.
Right.
And she went to sleep. And
yep, it is. It's very humbling and beautiful. And I know that does sound crazy to people, but it's a release. And
it's hard for us, the ones.
Yeah, it is. It's just, and I've sat with so many people as they pass that I just look at it differently. And I know it's horrible when it's your own family member, but yeah, it is very humbling for sure.
Yeah.
Spirit, no, there's never too many questions. I used to be the one to ask all the questions, and it's definitely not a too many questions kind of situation.
That's what we're here for.
Yep. And I wish I knew more. That's why I do this. I love it. I'm always exploring. I'm always reading. I'm always trying to learn. And, we learn from each other too. Life experiences really kind of form how you are and how you act in society. And, when we go into these houses and hospice and stuff like that. So,
right.
Yep. You treat someone like you want to be treated, living or deceased.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, that was something good to end on. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up, guys.
Yes.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Be kind to the spirits out there.
That's right. They were a person one time. Think of it that way.
Visitations are very common, Scooter. I've experienced those several times.
When my dad passed away when I was 12, my mom was swearing she was seeing him, and my sister was swearing she was seeing him, and I was just like, don't you do that to me. I can't do it. I was too scared.
Yeah, I have several stories there. So that's
part 2 coming next Halloween.
Right before
See you in a year.
All right, guys. Love you all. Thanks for
Thank you.
Yes, hope you had fun. That's all we're doing this for.
Don't forget to tell someone you love them today.
Yeah.
Yes.
You love them.
Tomorrow's not promised.
That's
Love
right.
you guys.